Hello, Better Biz Academy subscribers. I wanted to share with you why I chose a very particular process when outsourcing my latest round of adding team members to my digital team. Many people know that I provide a lot of information and tips on outsourcing, and most of my team members I've hired myself, and that's kind of been a strategy that I've refined over years. And some of the people that I've hired are excellent, they're amazing, I love working with them. And then other people have been brought on and have either stayed for a while and been an obvious not fit and left, or started and were such an issue right away that I had to let them go. So one of the things that I have done recently in my hiring process is I have empowered other people on my team to help me narrow down that process. A great example is my project manager recently reviewed all of the applications for my new online business manager position, which was filled by someone who is doing an excellent and amazing job already. I took myself out of the equation because the last time that I tried to hire in an executive assistant role, I felt that I was maybe making decisions that were not the best for my business because I was seeing qualities in other people that I felt I had, and I wanted to give them a chance because I remember what it was like when I was starting. But unfortunately, I brought some people onto my team who were not the right fit, including one person who quit for no reason on the morning they were supposed to begin working, and another team of people who spent 6 months working for me and did absolutely nothing right and left a mess of problems behind. So I realized that maybe I needed to pull myself at least out of the initial culling of the candidates, because even though I've successfully hired for many other people's freelance teams, it was a little bit too personal of a process for me, and it was also a huge time investment. So what I did instead, with the online business manager role, I put out the call for applications, but I had my project manager review the information as it came in to present the top candidates to me that she thought I should at least interview and talk to. And out of that, it helped tremendously because it cut down on the amount of work of me trying to make a judgment call and making more decisions, which I'm always trying to streamline because decision fatigue is a real thing, okay? Especially when you own a business or multiple businesses. You make so many decisions a day, you don't need any more pressure on you. And then I knew I needed to add 2 more people onto my team for some research-related tasks and for some website improvements, some projects that have really been sitting on the back burner forever that needed to be addressed. And I wanted to take myself out of that process as well, because even thinking about going and putting out the call for ads and everything made me feel super overwhelmed. So what I did was I hired a service who suggested the candidates for me. And oh my gosh, it made things so much easier for me because they did all of the legwork. The person that I hired to work with, who chose these candidates, I told her everything that I needed done, and she said, I don't think you can do this with 2 VAs. You're going to need, or I don't think you can do this with 1 VA. You're going to need 2 VAs. Here's how I recommend we slice those, job tasks up. And she did that for me. So then we determined how many hours we'd need this person for, what the exact tasks for each role would be. And she went out and sourced the candidates and talked to people and interviewed, and then came to me with the top candidate in each selection. Now, they also provided a service where I actually paid for their premium service. If I'd paid for the other service, they would have presented the top 3 candidates for me. But the other reason that I paid for the VIP or premium version was not only were they bringing me the top candidate, but if something happened in the first 90 days with either one of the people after I chose to hire them, they would find me a replacement, which was huge because I did not want another situation again where I would have to go back to the drawing board and find somebody new. And now I'm frustrated that I hired someone and it didn't work out. So we're about 1 month in on those contracts so far, and both of those candidates are working out really, really well. And it was such a breath of fresh air for me to cut that most time-intensive piece of the process out of it for me, which is the initial review of candidates. Because if you've ever looked at job applications from freelancers or VAs, a lot of the material are people that it's not good. You're not going to work with them, but you still have to spend some time reading their information. So to pass that off to somebody else where I'm only being presented the top quality candidates was really helpful, because then I scheduled a Skype interview with both of the VAs that I ended up hiring to make sure they were the right fit and explain that this would be a trial position and all of that. And they really rose to the occasion. So that's been huge for me to save a tremendous amount of time, and also to take some of my personal emotions out of it, maybe trying to give people who seemed like the perfect fit on paper but actually weren't. I don't want to give any more of those people like a chance. You're always going to make mistakes when you're outsourcing and hiring people for your digital team, but I wanted to be more aware of the fact that I've done that in the past before, that I've hired really excellent people on my team, and I've also hired people who were just absolutely terrible and a complete waste of money and time. And I wanted to not be the one solely responsible for kind of pulling people in and bringing them on board. There's lots of services out there that can help match you with the right virtual assistant. What you're going to need in order to make the most of those kinds of services is to know exactly what it is you want the team members to do, because then you can pay a placement service or a VA matching service to either provide you with an you'll find them all across the board. So sometimes you're allowed to post to their group or network of freelancers, and you have to cull through the applications. You can pay somebody already on your team who knows your style and what's needed to go through the applications, or you can pay a placement service to do all of the above, to kind of put the call out there, them to source the candidates, and then to present it to you before you do the final interview. So there's so many different variations out there. If you have questions about particular services or recommendations, let me know in the comments below. I'm so happy that I made this choice, both with having someone already on my team help with a high-level position, and then a total outsider help me with the 2 brand new positions. It was really well worth the money.